Let's go to San Diego. Let's go to the DirecTV Holiday Bowl where Louisville and the last of Jack Plummer, the last of Jack Plummer will be
He's
playing.
finally graduating, man.
Will be playing against what Miller Moss is his name for
Yep.
USC at quarterback.
Highly touted highly touted recruit in his own right. Right. The fame in that USC quarterback room was obviously Caleb Williams, Heisman Trophy winner, and then five-star Malachi Nelson. Miller Moss is a very highly rated guy himself, and I think USC is very comfortable with him starting in just a one game here. Obviously, they went and got Will Howard in the portal, but I don't think they hate Miller Moss at all.
Yeah, I mean, USC's catching 7.5. The hook makes it a little bit difficult. Makes it a little bit difficult. But look, Louisville, I think they're fired up for this game. The only people that they're going to be missing, right? Opt outs, Jawar Jordan, Jamari Thrash, and right in this game. But here's the thing: they still got some talent at receiver, and they still have talent in that running back room. So those two guys, in my mind, I think are kind of replaceable. Like you can, in the aggregate, you can replace that production for sure.
Mhm.
Whereas USC, on the other hand, I mean, you're missing Caleb Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, the better of the running backs in that backfield. Brendan Rice, who's pretty good. Is Caden Bullock going to opt out? We don't know. I mean, we're recording this pretty early, so it's hard to say. I mean, we're recording this December 22nd. Who's to say Caden Bullock won't be opting out? Don't have the intel on that at all. And that defense is just stinky doo doo. It's
Yeah.
stinky doo doo. But that Louisville offense, like in some games it's good, and in other games it's bad. And I don't know how good Jeff Brown's really been in bowl games the last couple of years, but the LSU game last year was
Well,
pretty
he had
brutal.
already
Well, he
kicked
had
his
already gone.
job.
He
Yeah.
kicked because he
And
was,
they
yeah,
were not going to win that game
I guess,
anyway.
yeah. So we can throw that one out the window. But I mean, I took Louisville, and I'll take a -7.5 as well, just because I don't trust USC's defense. I haven't seen Miller Moss in action. I think Jack Plummer in his last game ever dressing up as a collegiate quarterback, I think he could get after it a little bit, a little frisky. I mean, I on this show I've been a little down on Jack Plummer, notably, but here you are, Jack Plummer, throwing you a bone. How about you? How about you get one for me right here, -7.5?
And I do think a lot has been made of the turnover in USC's roster this offseason, whether it be in the NFL draft, obviously Caleb Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, Brendan Rice, et cetera, right? But then you also have some key players hitting the portal and more so highly rated names hitting the portal. Like to mention Malachi Nelson, Corey Foreman, Dominique Jackson, Raleek Brown. Those were not Dominique Jackson I thought played okay this year, and as obviously a very talented player in his own right, but none of those guys I think really hurts. The one that hurts me is Mario Williams because um you do miss out on Brendan Rice is obviously gone, so and you'd love to get as many weapons around Miller Moss as possible, and also Marshawn Lloyd I think is a big loss here. And what Louisville does really well is stop the run. Their front seven is awesome, especially those front four up there.
I like Austin Jones though.
Yeah, but also like Lloyd averaged over 7 yards a carry. Like he was that stable there, did a lot of things for him. Yeah, I'm gonna go Louisville. I'm gonna try to middle it here. I'm gonna give a little bit of props to USC. I think what they're doing with their coaching staff changes and in the portal and all the other stuff, I think they are, making a commitment to be a little bit more physical. And I think they're actually gonna get up and get ready for this game. Um, and get Lincoln Riley with Miller Moss and all those guys. And also Miller Moss is playing for his job right now and also like putting tape on for the portal if he wants to hit the portal in the offseason. And also, you can't forget about Zachariah Branch. We cannot do a USC video without talking about Z Branch because he is just so fun to watch. Anytime they get the ball in his hands, he's just done incredible things with it in special teams, running the ball, receiving,
Yeah, he's a
all of that
stud.
stuff. Yeah, I think USC can keep it close, and I think they'll show up a little bit more than I think some people are expecting them to. I think that line over a touchdown kind of worries me. I'm gonna go USC to cover, but I'll take Louisville to win.
Yeah, I mean Louisville had a great season, right? But we also, I mean, how many times we talked about their schedule? We both took their over, right? Over 8 wins. How many times we talked about their schedule?
Yeah,
And just it not being good. And USC's schedule was really tough, and they lost every game that it seemed like a challenge, right? Like they lost the game against Oregon, UCLA, Washington, Notre Dame,
Utah.
Utah. Like they lost those games,
And,
right?
and those teams were more physical than them. And I will say Louisville, to their credit, Jeff Brom, this is actually a really physical football team. And I think you've seen that in a couple of their games. But this is also the same team that lost to Kentucky, that blew lead in that game. You lost to Pitt, middle of the year. I think they can be got at times. And I think they did benefit from maybe a weaker ACC. And I don't know. I just think there's something going on in USC's locker room right now that's trending for the better. even though that might get blown out, whatever. But I think long term, I think it might be there. I'm hoping it starts this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Louisville -7.5.
Yeah.